three Damien Hirst sculptures that were made by preserving animals in formaldehyde were dated by his company to the 1990s even though they were made in 2017. An investigation by The Guardian has found the trio of works, made by preserving a dove, a shark and two calves, have in recent years been exhibited in galleries in Hong Kong, New York, Munich, London and Oxford as examples of works from the 1990s, his Turner Prize-winning period. However, all three were made by Hirst employees at a workshop in Dudbridge, Gloucestershire in 2017. The artworks first appear at an exhibition at Gagosian's Hong Kong Art Gallery that same year. The show, Visual Candy and Natural History, was billed as an exhibition of the artist's works from the early to mid-1990s. Among the artworks on show were three formaldehyde sculptures that had never been seen in public before. They included Cain and Abel, 1994, which consisted of twin calves that appeared side by side in white boxes, and Dove, 1999, which featured a bird, wings outstretched as if in flight, set in a single liquid-filled acrylic box. Hirst gave the third piece, a shark dissected into three pieces, the title Myth Explorer, explained. Exploded, 1993 to 1999. The same sculpture is on show at the Munich Museum of Urban and Contemporary Art. The Guardian could find no mention anywhere of the works having existed, in any form, prior to 2017. Sources familiar with all three works said that, contrary to the impression given by the dates in their titles, the sculptures were less than a year old when they first appeared in Hong Kong. Dove, 1999, is understood to have been sold at or after the Hong Kong exhibition. The calves and dissected shark, however, have appeared in several public galleries and museums across the US and Europe between 2018 and 2024. At every exhibition, they were displayed beside 1990s dates. Dates attributed to artworks are widely understood to refer to the year they were completed. However, in response to questions from The Guardian, Hirst's company Science Limited said the date that the artist assigns to his formaldehyde works does not represent the date they were made. It said, formaldehyde works are conceptual artworks and the date Damien Hirst assigns to them is the date of the conception of the work. He has been clear over the years, when asked what is important in conceptual art, it is not the physical making of the object or the renewal of its parts, but rather the intention and the idea behind the artwork. Hirst's lawyers later clarified that while using the date of conception in the title was the artist's usual approach for formaldehyde works, he did sometimes use the date the sculptures were made. The dating of artworks, and particularly conceptual artworks, is not controlled by any industry standard, they said, adding, artists are perfectly entitled to be and often are inconsistent in their dating of works. That approach, however, appears at odds with industry norms in the art world. The Guardian consulted a range of art vendors, gallerists, academics and auction houses, including some who have in the past exhibited or sold Hirst's works. All said the date assigned to a contemporary artwork ordinarily denoted the year it was physically created, not the year it was conceived. The Gagosian Hong Kong exhibition, where the dove, dissected shark and twin calves made their debut, was a useful opportunity for Hirst to showcase his older works to a new market in East Asia. In an interview with the South China Morning Post to coincide with the 2017 exhibition, Hirst remarked, "I prefer them now to when I made them." The same article observed some of the artworks were showing their age. That may accord with the suggestion, denied by Hirst, that there was a concerted effort by his company to give the sculptures the appearance of artworks that had suffered from years of wear and tear. Sources told The Guardian that Science instructed employees to artificially age the sculptures, making them look as if they were made in the 1990s. Lawyers for Hirst accepted that his works had on occasion been made to look older or distressed, but they said that any such steps were part of the artistic process and deny any suggestion that employees of Science had ever been told to physically age works of art in order to falsely represent that the works are older than in fact they are. Seemingly muddled remarks, while While there appears to be broad consensus in the contemporary art world that dates given to artworks to note the year they were made, there are some caveats. For works created over time or replicated after an initial edition, for example, artists sometimes use a hyphen or oblique to include a date range. When Hirst displayed the dissected shark in Hong Kong, the title contained one such date range, Myth Explored, Explained, Exploded, 1993 to 1999. However, the date range Hirst used for the sculpture suggested the artwork was conceived in 1993 and completed in 1999, when it was, in fact, made in 2017. Subsequent exhibitions, including the one currently showing the sculpture in Munich, dropped a reference to 1999 altogether. More recently, Hirst made seemingly muddled remarks about the origins of Myth Explorer, Explained, Exploded when he commented on them in an Instagram video in 2020, while it was on display at his Newport Street gallery in London. Wearing a grey beanie hat, Hirst walked around the pieces of shark and described the piece as an idea for a shark in '93 that I didn't do until quite a few years later. He added it was made at a similar sort of time to when he was cutting up the cailloux in his famous formaldehyde sculpture Mother and Child Divided. That piece was created for the Venice Biennale in 1993. Hirst said in the Instagram post that an exhibition in which the sculpture was appearing, entitled End of a Century, contained many works I made in the 20th century, before the year 2000. Hirst's lawyer said it would be wrong to suggest that Hirst intended to mislead the public in his Instagram post.